In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can use the Mel Robbins let them theory to help you live a more authentic, peaceful, fulfilled, and stress free life. And if you don't know what the Mel Robbins let them theory is, don't worry because I'm going to explain that as well. Now, first, let's go over why you're currently struggling to live an authentic life, okay? And then by defining why you're struggling, then we can also go over how to apply the let them theory to those struggles. So, some of the biggest reasons why you're probably struggling is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of what other people are going to think, fear of the change that this might mean for your life. And you can be scared that other people are going to view you, maybe even as weird or unworthy or unlovable. And so, a lot of times when we have these fears and worries, we often try to control everything around us. We try to control how people view us. We try to control their reactions. We end up putting on that mask of our false self because we think that if we show up as who other people want us to be, then we'll be loved and we'll be accepted. And that's us trying to control the situation and trying to control these other people and their reactions and their perceptions. Okay. Now, the other reason that you may be fearful or worried about living an authentic life, showing your true self, is that you may just be feeling guilty, especially if living as your true self, may impact other people. Like for me, when I got divorced and came out, this clearly impacted my ex husband's life and, my family's lives because, our family wasn't what they wasn't going to be what they had known it anymore. And so there was guilt associated with that, and just feeling selfish for being who you really are. So if you're nodding along with this and you're like, yeah, I'm feeling those things and I'm going through that and that's making me worried to show people the real me, then I want you to know that you're not alone. I went through these things myself and you're in the right place because by the end of this video, you're going to have a very powerful strategy to help you move through these fears and worries and doubts and insecurities. So now next, I want to go ahead and explain what the let them theory is. If for some reason you already know what this is, you can jump ahead to the next section on how, to start applying this and how this would actually look. But if you don't know what it is, the let them theory is a strategy that Mel Robbins developed to help people stop worrying so much about everyone and everything else outside of them and around them and to start focusing more on themselves and what they can control. And by doing this and applying this theory, this is going to help you live a more stress free life and allow you to have more time and space for personal development and self care because you're no longer trying to control everyone and everything around you and you turn that focus on yourself and you. Okay. So now let me go ahead and show you how you can start to apply the let them theory and what this may look like for the struggles that you may be going through and the blocks that are standing in the way of you being your real self. So let's just say that you're sitting here and you're thinking and being worried about how people are going to react if you show them the real you. Let them, okay? Let them react however they're going to react, and you focus on you. If you're worried about losing friends or family, if they see the real you and you show them the real you, let them. It's actually their loss. I know that that's hard to think about, but if your friends and your family can't accept you as the real you, let them. Because you deserve to have people in your life that love you and accept you for exactly who you are. Now, if you're worried that people are going to judge you, let them. Their judgment, their perspective, their perception of you, that's on them. It's not your responsibility. It's not your burden to bear. So if you're worried they're going to judge you, let them. Okay? If you're worried that someone won't love you, let them. Because I can tell you that if somebody is loving you for a false self that you're being, someone loves you because they think you're somebody different, that's not real genuine love. And what else I can tell you is that when somebody loves you for exactly who you are, that is true, deep, meaningful love and connection with somebody. And it is so much better to have that type of love than love based off of showing somebody a false version of you. So if you're worried that someone won't love you, let them, because I promise you too that there are other people out in this world that are going to love you so much for exactly who you are. Okay. If you're worried that somebody is going to get upset with you, if part of you needing to be your authentic self is setting boundaries or standing up for yourself, let them. Let them get upset by that. Because if you need to stand up for yourself or you need to set boundaries, that's you protecting you. And if somebody gets upset by that, that's their own issue. And it's also a sign that they were likely trying to manipulate or take advantage of you in some way. So if you need to have boundaries to protect yourself, to be the real you, and somebody is upset by that, let them. Because again, that's their issue and not yours. Okay. So are you seeing how this works? This is basically a mantra or something that you can live by to just remind yourself to just let them. Let other people do what they're going to do. Let it all go. Let other people be who they're going to be. Let them act the way that they're going to act. And you focus on you. You can stop being so concerned and wrapped up in just everything else and trying to control everything and control people's reactions and responses. And you instead just focus on you. And by letting them do their own thing, this allows you time to actually take care of you, time to focus on you. So you can actually start taking off this mask of your false self and be the real you and start creating space for people and experiences that align with the real you. Okay. And as I said, when you start making those connections and having those experiences and forming those relationships with people and things that are in alignment with who you really are, life gets so much better, so much more peaceful, so much happier, and so much more fulfilling. Okay. So if you focus on you, you let them focus on themselves. Now, this is something that I actually used in my own life and on my own journey when I was going through the process of getting divorced and coming out and striving to be my more authentic self. It's something that I actually still use, and it has made my life so much easier and more peaceful because I focus on showing up as me and being the real me. And if somebody doesn't like that, I let them. I don't need to convince them to like me. I don't need that validation, because what I've learned is that by showing up as the real me, the right people for me, I get to make those connections. And those connections are just so much better than trying to put on a fake front or pretend to be somebody that I'm not just to get somebody else to like me. So, and also what happened in my own story is I hit this point. I definitely put on the masks and, tried to keep everybody happy, had a lot of people pleasing, tendencies. But I hit a point where I was exhausted and so unhappy that I just didn't care anymore. I just knew that I needed to focus on what was right for me. So I did. I just started letting people react however they were going to react. When I got divorced and I came out, some people were upset about that and they viewed me as the villain and the bad guy in this situation. And I let them, because if that's what they needed to do to feel better about themselves in the situation, that's what they need to do. Okay. And I dated people, I had ex girlfriends that when we broke up wanted to paint me as the villain and the bad guy. And I let them, because we broke up for a reason and we weren't right for each other's lives. And again, if they needed to make me be the bad guy, then I let them, because again, I knew that by being me, I would end up finding the right people for me. And the other thing that happened with this, when I let go and just let people be, is that in time, when they had the time to sort of process their own emotions and their own feelings, a lot of times they ended up coming back and we ended up reconnecting and being in a better place. But I wasn't wrapped up in the drama and the worry and trying to make things better. I just let them go and let them process. And then, yeah, we reconnected and things were so much better. Okay. And for the people that I didn't reconnect with, I was fine with that, because I don't want people in my life that don't love me for me and that can't accept me for me. And you deserve to have that too. You don't need people in your life that don't love you for you and accept you for you. You need the space to find people that want to be with the real you. So now you may be thinking, okay, yes, all of this makes sense and this sounds great, but I'm still feeling guilty for prioritizing myself and feeling like I'm selfish for focusing and choosing me. And I completely get that because guilt and feeling selfish were two of the biggest struggles that I went through as well. But again, these are just obstacles and they can be overcome. So, in this next video here, I'm going to share with you how to stop feeling guilty for choosing yourself. And if you're interested in working directly with me to help you overcome these blocks so that you can live life as your real self, then that's exactly what I offer in my Live as the Real You program. And you can find more information on that below this video.